So now we got the navbar in the app. How do we then start building it up? So we are going to bring in the router so that we know that we can use routers and route the rest of our applications. Let's give it a quick section. This won't make a big of a difference, but right now what we've got, whatever it is we want to do with this one right here. Oh, I've got it twice. So the navbar is somewhere where we want it to be. We can now start building the navbar. Okay, so now we are going to now start bringing in our navbar, right? So let's start from the HTML. The HTML contains quite a lot of stuff, and we want to say a bit of stuff here. So what we want is that to the navbar to the side, we want a certain link which just shows the title auction, right? So I'm just gonna bring that one in, copy and go into here, and we don't just want to display this, we want to display that one. Let's see what happens. So we got a link that says auction, and it's inside the dev class container. All right, so this is where I got my navbar, the full navbar. You can see that it's got some sort of icon here, and if you go into say get bootstrap.com, and this is the navbar for the bootstraps. And if you search for navbar, you can actually come into here. So if I go back a bit, I just search for navbar toggle icon, and if I go into here, you can get stuff, and it shows how it looks like. Yeah, and for me, I wanted something like, yeah, for me I wanted something like that, which shows with the search and all that stuff, something similar, right? So that is, you just copy this and start editing it, and that's what I did. So I'll bring in my code right now. So we now need a search, the search bar, which is basically this one. Where is the search? So it's got a search right at the end, so it's this one, right? Something similar to that. I'm going to copy that and bring it in. See how it looks like. It just looks weird for there because we haven't put everything through yet. Let me just bring more stuff in. So we want the form that we used to search. That one is just a button. We want the form to use for searching. International, keep on using the wrong key for the international thing. You see, search on search does not, because what it is, we are calling on to this function, and it's not in the navbar component, and it's asking us where is it, right? So which one is it? We are making a call to search button, submit upon a call. Yeah, so we are making a call. We said that when we click on this button, we make a call to the on search one, and this is the error that we got there on search, and that is not belonging there, so we're gonna have to bring that one in here in order to render it, yeah, or use it. So for that one, it is on search. So this one is not really working, but I will work it out in the other I'll work it out when we build it up to a point, right? So all these things we need to bring them in order to bring that one in. We need to make sure we but I think this should disappear. ng module, and we need to import that one, and we import it as part of the form module, so that one goes into here. So I'm using the wrong buttons to copy and paste so if you do that, hopefully that gets rid of it. Stage query does not exist on npm, so we will find that one. The router, I would actually import that one not inside the constructor, that is, but inside the, but I will just do it and then I will change it later. So inside the constructor, you want to import the router. Implementation is missing, constructor implementation is missing. All right, so open and close router. That's an older way of doing it, but inject it using the inject function. Nonetheless. Okay, let me do it. I'm gonna say instead of here, gonna cut this off and paste it in the beginning, and even that I'm gonna get this up out of here and paste it after the constructor, and I'm gonna say something like router is equals to, I'm gonna say inject, that one. I'm gonna say, okay, now I'm gonna do this bit and import it. Okay, and then we are using that router to navigate into that search bar. Should we call this method to the search component? Should we call this method? But I don't think we've done this one yet, but that's fine. We've got it to a point where it should be, yeah. So we got a search test right now there. Okay, so now the next bit we want to do is continue building our navigation bar. So now we go up to this point. You got the form and that, and now we are going to add in this bit, which is profile URL. Okay, so we are going to try and bring in the rest of it, of the navbar. We've done this one. We need to bring the icons and all that stuff. we need to make sure these looks good, and this is why it looks bad. So I think what we can do right now is we can leave this out for now, and let's see if we can make it look good like what we've got here. Let's see if we can bring in the CSS. What can a CSS do for us? If we go into here, how is it looking? But we haven't built in the full CSS that we are using for the main, because we haven't got any CSS in the main thing. So let's try and bring that one up. I'll try and copy it bit by bit so we can see the changes as we do it. We still haven't brought in the links for the bootstraps yet. The colors of the bootstrap, but as we bring the CSS in, we'll find that if we don't have those, then it doesn't look. Let's bring this one in. Let me just copy this. Let's leave that one there. Main.css. See how it's now taken into effect. So in component padded and all that stuff, you see how it's now bringing it down, making it look good. Let's keep on copying stuff in, but the colors is the bit that you need to take a look at. Okay, now I think I'll come back to, actually let me copy everything back in. This is when we get error and how we want it to come out and look like. Nothing happens, error. I'm not going to bring the rest of it in yet. Start for card buttons, body buttons and all that stuff. So this is, the rest of it is when we want to show products. But we can still see that nothing has changed. The color here has not changed and stuff like that. So let's try and see if we could bring that bit in and see if that works. How do we do that? Is I think the first one we want to do is this one. So we need to make sure that in the header that we pass on the links in our header. Because remember when we went to Bootstrap, it gave us all the information. Bootstrap 5. So if you go into Bootstrap 5, it just tells you all the bits and pieces you need, but for me, I've already gone through that. I will leave that one to you to so let's bring this link in and see what happens when we bring that one in. We just put it right under that. See, something is taking in effect. All right, so I'm going to end the video here because it's running out of time, but we will pick our thing up and bring the color in like what we've got here as we go along. So please stay tuned. See you then.